Hello guys, welcome to AR Tutorials. Today is day 12 of solving LeetCode questions daily. Friends, as till yesterday we have seen 4 sorting algorithms and we have also compared the time complexities and space complexity in between them. And our last sorting algorithm, that is quick sort, was on pending side, and yesterday I have told you that tomorrow we will be taking quicksort algorithm. But I personally feel that quicksort basically involves a lot of logical stuff as well as a solving stuff. Not very high end solving is required, but a simple logical stuff is required. And though I'm not very comfortable with drawing on paint and doing that stuff on there, so I have decided to shift it tomorrow. I'll definitely post a video regarding the quick sort in which I'll be teaching you with the pen and paper, and I have already made the setup. So it required a lot of time, and today I don't have that much time, so I've shifted it tomorrow. But instead of that, to cover up all the damage, not the damage, just the time, I'll be taking array questions of LeetCode. Today we will be covering 2 array questions, which are basically very important in the interview aspect, because this question requires a very optimal approach, and an interviewer will only be satisfied when you give him a best time complexity and best space complexity. No other excuses would be required to him. So we'll just directly jump into it towards the optimal solution, because it is most important, and we'll also discuss the time complexities. So let's first understand what is the problem. The first problem we are going to take is remove duplicates from a sorted array. You have been given a sorted array, and what we have to do, we have to remove all the duplicate elements, and you have to keep the remaining sides vacant. We don't have to care about the remaining indexes. We only have to sort the elements uniquely, and only unique elements should be placed in the first half of the array. So let's see. I'll first zoom in what is required and what we have to do. So I'll take the pen. Okay. So friends, you have seen that this is our array. What we have to do, we have to remove all the duplicates, and we have to return the array which only involves the unique elements. So only 1 and 2 is the unique elements, but you have a extra space there. So just you have to keep it blank. You don't have to print anything or don't have to store there anything. Just you have to return this array, and this is the only question, and it is very easy. There might be some thinkings that you must have heard about the set data structure, but set data structure is not a very good option for an optimal approach, because it's take big of log and complexity. So solving this question with log and complexity would fall you in trouble also, because interviewer might not get that much happy, because only inserting one element you will be required log and complexity to sort them and to make them. It is very tedious task. And first of all thing, it is clearly mentioned that whatever array you have been given, you have to do changes in that only. Using set, you can't do that, because set is a new data structure. You have to create it new, and whatever the datas will be there, you can't return a set. You have to return a vector only. So this option could be there, we can solve it, but not in an optimal way. We could require a better approach for this, but optimal approach, it's still working on this array only. So I'll quickly erase it. So I'll tell you what is the approach. I'll first erase it all. So approach is very simple. What you will do, you will first start with this array 1. You will first compare it with the there would be an array index of 0, and there will be array index of j, which is on 1. So what you will compare, if I is equal to j, what you will do, if they are equal, keep I here only, just increment j, and if j comes to the next index, see there, if they are not equal, what you will do, just increment j, and you just replace here 2 and do nothing. This is so simple approach. Just you have pointers logic, because using pointers, it's very easy task to do that, and no rocket science is required. So we'll move towards the next question. Okay, this question. So what we will do first, ith will be here, I will be here, and j will be at the first index. You will see both are equal, just increment the jth index. Both are not equal, just increment I and make it here 1. So now we have here with the 1, I is on the first, I has the value of 1. Now we'll just increment the jth until and unless the new value came. Now in this part the 2 has came. Now we'll just increment the ith and we'll this replace 2 here. So I'll just make it clean now. Okay, the different I'll wrote here was the 0. Okay, here was 0, here we have got 1, and here we have got 2, and till the new index we will search. Now yes, we have now incremented the ith. Now here we got the 3, and we have the now the j is I is here till the new element. Now j got the new, we will just increment it and make it 4. So what we will return? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, with all rest of these blank 5 spaces. Yes, now this would be the one which we will return, and we have the exact similar answer down there. So quickly we'll see the code and we'll jump towards the next question. Okay, so I'll quickly zoom out. So code is very simple, no rocket science required. Just I have told you, remove duplicates, I will be on 0 and j be on the first. If you find that I is not equal to j, that is we have counted a new element, so we'll plus I, we have just done the pre. This is called a pre-increment. What we'll do, we'll first assign the value and then increment. So as we'll first increment and then assign the value. As I have told you that when I was on 0th, we found encountered a new element, we'll first increment to the second index and we'll assign that value to that index. So simple it is that. And why? And we have to just return what? The ending index. So the 4th has ended on which index? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have written this index as I plus 1, 5. This is so simple. Okay, I hope you have understand the code. We'll now move towards the second problem. Now second problem is check if array is sorted and rotated. We have given an array. Now only this is sorted, and the new plot is that the array is rotated. We can't guarantee if the array is rotated. Now what is rotated array? We will just see now. Rotated means that this 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5. The basic nature is 1, 2, 3 and then 4, 5. But what happened? What is rotated array? This part and this part. This is 3 times rotated. This will come here, 4 will come here, and 5 will come here. So such that it will become 5, 4 and 3. Now I'll erase the rest part and you will automatically see what is the rotated part. Okay, so here have you seen that this is the rotation? So this is the rotated part. So I'll tell you the main logic. Okay, so what we have to return, if this is sorted or not. So we'll first check this. We'll stand on the first index and we'll check the previous index. If this index is lesser than the preceding index, it will be considered as the sorted, because if we are sorting in the ascending order, this is the basic logic. But what happens when there are some conditions? So what was conditions, like they are not greater than but they are sorted, but as of the rotated nature they are just behaving in a different sense. So what we will do, we will just compare the first element with the last one. If the first one is greater than the last one, it depicts that it is a rotated array, and the above conditions are also true, such that our preceding elements are lesser than the successor elements. That will also use it. It is very simple. First I'll show you the code, you will get a clear vision. So for the clear vision, we'll just see that we just only have to return bool value, that is true or false. So we'll first calculate the length of our vector. We'll just make a count. I'll tell you what is the use of count now. So looping, we'll do loop as I told you, from the first index we'll do, and we'll check the prior element. if the prior element is greater than the successor element, we'll increment our count. Or after that also, after all looping things done, we'll check that if it is working fine or not. If it terminates, and if we'll return to this condition, that if nums of I, nums are a vector I minus 1, that is previous element, it's still greater than the first index. If the previous or whatever the index may be, n minus 1 is the last index is greater than the first, we'll check, because we have to check if it is the rotated or not. If rotated, c plus count plus plus we'll do, and what we'll return it is a condition. This might get confusing for many of you, but this is a condition. This will return true or false only, that if count is less than or equal to 1. If count is less than or equal, the count was initially 0, but why we are here comparing with 1? Because of this condition. If last condition either it is 0 or 1, it will return true. That is what it is sorted. Or if it's not sorted, it will just return 0, that is false. So this is so easy code. This is only, I'll just run it. Okay, this runs fine. So I'll just after this submission, I'll run the prior code only. Okay, we are in the optimal space only. Now this code I forget it to run on that time, so we'll run it. Okay, we are running fine, and we'll submit this code. Okay, so we have submitted this code completely. So guys, thank you for watching this video, and please do like, share, subscribe. And from coming 15th date of this month, I'll be starting the SQL series, and also I'll be try to post some new content, because I'm very eager to learn DevOps also. As much I learn in a day, I'll start posting it on the YouTube channel, and I'm soon working on my own website, so I'll launch my own website, and I will share all my notes over there. So please do like, share, subscribe. If you are new to this channel, please share to your friends, and let's grow together. This is my motto. Thank you.